Hello, Martin here from Gemini Walk and Talk. And it is winter now here in Seattle, which apparently means full sun, but it also means Christmas is coming. And behind me here is the Seattle Christmas market, but I'm not going in there this time. I'm boycotting it, and I should tell you that you should too, and I'm going to explain why now. So let's take a walk and I'll talk about it. We came here after years. Me and my wife had been talking about how there really should be a Christmas market in Seattle. It's like one of the only cities we know about which does not have a Christmas market. And we kept saying how, there really should be one. Why isn't there one? And then last year, for the first time, they actually made a Christmas market here. And it was actually a success because, people have been waiting about it. Christmas markets have been getting very trendy, especially in Europe, but even in the USA, they're in almost every city. And yet Seattle for so long had none. And then they made this one. However, they made it in a way which actually really doesn't make it worth it. So I'll show you here. I'll turn the camera in a bit, but it's right behind me. And you see it behind this pink fence. So let me switch. You see here how the market is behind a fence, and it is gated, and it costs money to enter. And it's not that big. So they're charging a lot of money. I'm gonna walk around until I find out how much money. But they are charging you a lot simply to enter. And once you enter, the truth is there's very little to do except actually pay more money for either food or for some kind of crafting goods, whatever, gifts shops, stuff like that. And it's honestly, you pay money to pay money. And the money numbers are staggering. So I'm going to go around the corner now and we'll try to find out. Okay, I just went and inquired about the prices for this market. Simply to enter the market as an adult, it costs something like $25 plus tax. And for a child, it's another like $15-ish. So for 2 children and 2 adults, it would cost you around $80 and then tax on top. And the thing is that once you enter, everything you're doing there is also paid for except this little carousel here. And a carousel typically costs like $5. And when you come here, since the carousel is the only free thing, everyone's lining up like crazy and it's hard to get in and your children lose patience. So you go in, and then the other issue is the prices inside are extremely inflated. So last time we came and we thought they were bad, and it looks like they have gotten a lot worse. So I found a review where they actually go over the prices, and I'll show you the pictures of these things as I'm speaking. But here they went, this is The Infatuation, which is a digital magazine basically on Instagram. And they are showing you how they spend their time and money here, the market. They say in total they spent $415. And that didn't include the ticket cost. So how about that? Now, some examples. They got a spatzel, and it's small. Keep in mind, I'll show you pictures. $18 for a small bowl of spatzel, which is pasta, which is made of wheat. That should be really cheap. That's cheap food, but it's $18 for a taste, basically. Schnitzel sandwich with a big piece of meat in there fried, $19, and then they have to pay tax and tip. And again, it's not that big. It's like a slider almost. Then this is the one that kills me, a potato twist. It looks like one medium potato. They have spiraled and stretched. So one potato is costing you $14 to $16 for one potato. That is freaking insane. One potato for $16. And it's medium, it's not a large potato. Then you have a ham and cheese crepe, $13 for a thin little crepe. Another one, a meat pie. They have a picture of their hand next to that pie. It's a lot smaller than a female hand. And it costs $19. $19. Remember, you've already paid $80 at the door. Then, this is insane. A hot chocolate on tap, $14 in a plastic cup, which is toxic, by the way. $14 to drink hot chocolate from a toxic plastic cup. Currywurst, which is very popular in Germany, but it looks like a half. This is not truly a whole wurst or anything. Like what this one is, this $14.50 for that. Then you have churro. Churros. This is a small dessert, a cheap dessert from Spain or Mexico or wherever it is from. You find it cheaply in those countries. $16 inside there for the churros. Grilled cheese and tomato bisque, $18. And they say that actually was the most worth it. It's funny enough, $18 before tax and tips. So $20 for a sandwich after you've paid to get in. And then you have scones for a small pastry. $14 for a scone. That is insane. And then you have another one, a marshmallow magic hot cocoa. $12.50 for a hot cocoa. Insane. Then you have the hot wine, the glue wine from Germany. And it looks like you keep the mug or something. The insane thing is that it's $42. What? $42 to get a drink. That is insane as well. Then you have a cream puff, a single freaking cream puff for $12. And a taste of paella. You look at that size of plate, that's like tapas size of plate of paella. $18 for a sample size of paella. Which again, paella is not that fancy, it's mostly rice, which costs like $1. Then you have a salmon sandwich, $19 before tax and tip. And then you have insane, again, ham hock. A ham hock for $28.70. Like what? How are you gonna spend $30 to eat a ham hock from a toxic plastic container? This is so crazy to me. $28 for a small single portion in a to-go plastic container. Wow. And then this also is killing me. Pelmeni and pierogi, $16 or so. On the picture are 6 medium-sized pelmeni. It also is like a taste, like a sampler. Maybe a small child can get full on this. $16. And again, the pelmeni, they're full of potato. So it's like dough and potato. There's not even protein. They're shavings of bacon and sour cream. And that is $16. That's insane. Another one, a raclette sandwich, $17 for 2 pieces of bread and a little bit of melted cheese. And so these are the kinds of prices for food. And there's some more things, I'm sure, but the goods as well, they're little gifts. And they also cost crazy prices. We tried to buy like a nice stuffed, was it a gorilla or something for Julian? And they told us $70. It was real wool, alpaca wool, etc. It was $70 for a little stuffed toy. It was breaking the bank, basically. We bought one of the little ones for our baby last year that we knew was coming. And that's the thing. So you, at the door, if you come with kids, and I get it, they're saying, Seattle had no such thing. This is an opportunity for us. And as a company, the grounds here is called Seattle Center, this whole area, the whole park I'm in. And they've subcontracted company which is running this market. And it's the same one that does it in Vancouver, BC, as far as I know. And they have basically put up a fence. And in that fence, it's all pink fence, so you can't really see very much. And then they have put a bunch of things inside. But what they've done is, they've put carousel. There's like a little tower where they sing carols or whatever. And then they've made little plywood shacks. And then they've put like plastic ornaments and lights from China. And then they're saying to just enter this place, you have to now pay $25 a piece. And if you want a drink, you have to pay $42 to get the memorabilia mug. And to do something like basically get a little food, you're talking $20 for a small plate. So if you go there with your family, $80 at the door. And then if you eat a little, drink a little, you're talking another $200. And in the end, what for? Because there's not that much that they've done inside there. Why are they charging so much? And Christmas markets are popular and have become very, very trendy, but mostly in Europe, where they actually are very beautiful. They put them in the centers of these historic towns with amazing architecture, and those cities, I've been there in London and Vienna and Germany and many others, France. They look fantastic and amazing. And guess what? They don't cost anything to enter. They're free. And because they're free, you just are walking out in town, which is a walkable architectural wonder in the town to begin with. And you enter this market and all of a sudden, there's the Christmas spirit. The ornaments are a lot better. They're more like handmade, crafty arts, etc. what they've done here, you see this plastic cheap fence, and then inside they build shacks from plywood, and then they've put the Chinese plastic lights, and then they say that's your Christmas spirit. If you want this, you have to come and spend like hundreds of dollars for your family. And people are like, at first they came and did it, and they're like, well, there's been nothing like this in Seattle, so we can't experience it. And you know, it's harder to go to Europe. To me, if I'm gonna come here and spend hundreds of dollars on this completely lackluster experience, I'll just save that money and go spend that in Europe. Almost every city in Europe, especially the historic ones, now have amazing Christmas markets. They are free, and in there, when you spend money, the food is adequate, the prices are much lower, everything is so much better. And yes, it looks like a Christmas fairy tale. Here it looks like just you bought ornaments from Walmart, and you put them up here and started charging. And it really isn't worth it. And there was another reason that last year I swore to not come back, is that we're entering and they've made it as if you're going through an airport. There's like a metal detector and guards, and then there was a guy yelling, it's like, hands where I can see them, hands up in the air, put your bag over there, listen to me, yeah. Yelling at you just as you're walking in, like you're a total criminal, like you're basically being arrested. And they're like, next thing, if you move, we're gonna shoot you, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, bro, I'm going into this Christmas market with my 2.5-year-old child, and I'm getting yelled at to raise my arms up like I'm under arrest. And so this is not the vibe, and you shouldn't treat people this way. And I don't know if they still do that, but I saw them fencing and everything else there, and it just was not a good experience whatsoever. And then you add the cost, hundreds of dollars, when you do the math, it really is not worth it. It's completely not worth it. So the reason is we simply don't have an alternative for such an event. Actually, there's another Christmas event people are complaining about called Enchantment or something like that. And it's like Christmas lights, all there is, and they're charging insane money out there. People are angry about it. And this one too, if you read online, people are really angry. So the way we push back on this is simply boycott it. Say, this is too much for me, don't come, don't support it, don't endorse it. Say, look, a Christmas market is nice, but it's not worth this much to me, and it's not done this well to cost this much. I'd rather get on a plane and go to Vienna, go to wherever, anywhere in Europe, and I'll get a 10 times better experience for much less money. And there's the other issue. I actually used to work right here. This is the Seattle Center, the main building, where they're organizing these events. And since I work there, I know that they actually have so many events they produce on their own. They're organizing them on their own, and they're good events. And then there are other events like Folk Life, which are what you call non-profits. So Folk Life too costs nothing. It's huge. It's for days at a time, and many performers come. There's so much to see, and it's free. So that happens here. And at this Christmas market, when it's about Christmas and about your children, they are gouging and they're so greedy. So say no to it. And what should happen is Seattle Center already produces an event, goes all winter season. It's called Winterfest. And I think if I enter this building, we can see some of it. There's like a little toy train, a whole setup there, and it costs nothing. And there are performances as well. All the Seattle Center needs to do is tell the vendors to go down over there and set up for a month as well, just like these market people do. Don't fence it off, don't charge money, and let the vendors also don't charge them as much, and let them reduce the prices, and you will have a much better experience and more happy people, because they've invited this third-party company which is charging like insane. It probably charges us at the gate, and then it charges the vendors, so the vendors are having to jack up their prices because they have hard time making profit. I'm guessing they're being charged. And the thing is, this company doesn't own anything. This company is simply here on the grounds of the Seattle Center, which is a public park. This is a City of Seattle public park. Why are we paying insane money to enter a fence in our own park that we already pay taxes for? It doesn't make any sense. And it's shoddily produced as well. The event is just not that great. Last year it was smaller. Now it's been expanded marginally, I would say. But what happened when a lot of people came to see it for the first time, you simply were waiting out there getting yelled at the gate. You enter, and there's just this mass of people stuck in a fence. And all you can do at that point is you're stuck there, and you can just shop and buy things. So you got to spend more money. There was nothing fun to do at all when you enter. So what is the point? Just make it part of Winterfest. Allow it. Just what I explained. Get rid of this third-party company, and simply open it up. Tell the vendors, be here for the sake of the experience, not for the sake of gouging. But now I'm inside here. I'll turn the camera now. And this is now the main building here called the Armory. And it's been, ornated for Christmas as well. Get the Christmas spirit. And this happens every year. And it's for free. And the main attraction here is this toy train, which the children very much love. It's like a little world Americana. And here's the big train coming. It's a little train truly, but for a toy train it's a big train. And children really love that, including our boy. So we come here, he loved it. And you don't have to pay a single dollar, you just enter, as you saw me, freely. And there is also food. So, you know what, just boycott the Christmas market. There's no reason for any of that to be happening out there. And the same people that put up this park, or this event, the Winterfest event, are able to simply go outside. I'll show you how close we are to that Christmas market that's greedy and expensive. So the same people can just open up that space, and it is also our space, it's the taxpayers, it's public space. So here's this nice tree here, and then they have the stage, they have performances which are also free to see. And the snowman comes out every year. The children love this one. So you see, you just pop into here. All this is public service. It's a park, City of Seattle Park. And there are many employees in there. I was one of them who organize events for a living. So why are we paying the greedy company outside? So let me step outside and show you how right next to this one, what they have done is basically they've put up a fence so they can charge you to be on public land, as if that's what we really needed. It's just absurd. So we go through here, and you will see the setup well from a little high. There we are. So I step out of this main building where I just was for free, and I see this pink fence, and beyond it is that Christmas market, where that space in there, that is also public space. That is our space, basically, as citizens of the city who pay taxes. And all you see here is cheap lights from China and little plywood shacks. You're not really in the center of Vienna or London or Paris looking at amazing architecture. It looks like little mangers or something, like Jesus is about to be born in one of these little plywood shacks. And there's like another building where there's some performances sometimes, but not very much. These ones are better behind me that I just showed you there. And there's like the little tower where they sing sometimes. And the carousel, which, carousel costs $4 or $5 normally. So that's it. That's it. What is the gouging for? Why would I pay $39 or whatever that was for a ham hock? Or why would I pay, why would I pay any of that insane stuff? Like $14 for a hot chocolate. It's probably not that good even. And everything is in throwaway, disposable, garbage cups. Like, this is a cheap experience. Why are you charging hundreds of dollars? And as I'm telling you these prices, especially if you're from somewhere else in the world, you're probably wondering, like, that's insane. And it sounds like, the monthly wage of a lot of people in this world. So people will just come and throw it away basically on this, I don't know, it's kind of like below mediocre, I would call it. When you can go to any city in Europe and see what a real Christmas market is. And it's not just the Europe, by the way. We went to Denver, we heard in Chicago, they have these markets. And guess what? They don't cost anything. You simply walk in, and it's the exact same thing. Without the fence and without the ticket. It's the same vendors, the same everything. Except here, they're charging at the door. What is the point? There really is no point to this all, other than being greedy. And so, my plea to Seattle Center, where I used to work before, is just take over this event and run it yourself and open it up. Don't do this right here. You see the gating right here. This is all closed gates. Okay. And You see all this fencing, like a major crowd is supposed to happen. Nobody's here because it costs insane money. And then they're talking about skipping the line, prohibited items, etc., etc. Over there you have to pass through this whole thing, etc. And it really is just not nice. Just boycott it. That's my advice to you. Boycott it. Make them understand that they're being greedy and that they need to do this properly, because we actually really needed a Christmas market. We wanted to have a good one, and instead we get this greasy, half-assed one. So let's scrap it, start over, make it open to the people, let the vendors charge less, allow more creativity instead of these cheap ornaments and stuff that you buy pre-made. Invite artists, make it communal, make it less expensive or free, etc. Make, whoever wants to perform be able to get on stage, sing whatever they want to do. And that's really what Christmas was about. It wasn't about charging hundreds of dollars and buying lights from factories abroad. It was you with your family and your friends and your community being able to be together, to do nice things for each other, to make a cozy atmosphere. And now it's what it's become is this basically it's like a bastardized version where you're getting fleeced. It's like a sheep shearing operation. You're like, oh, it's Christmas. Oh, you want to get into the Christmas spirit? You love your kids, right? You want your kids to enjoy something Christmassy? Well, you come here, get fleeced. You get thoroughly screwed on hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And by the way, we're going to give you this much little food for another $30 a plate and stuff like this. This is insane. Why do that to people? It's beyond insulting. It's you're supposed to do something nice for Christmas. In fact, you're screwing them financially massively. I don't get it. People have to say no more in this country at this point. You have to be like, look, we deserve nice things. We also can do better. We don't have to get ripped off the whole time. And say no more. You have the power. The power is in you. You're the customer. People in America forgot that. They used to be customers always right. They had to bend over backwards to make you happy. Now it's no. We yell at you at the gate. We rip you off. We fleece you. We feed you in throwaway cups and plates. We give you a tiny amount of food. And you're the customer, so you don't get to say anything. Screw you. So I think this should be the other way around. We should reverse it again. Turn it around how it used to be and how it's better. All right, enough ranting. See you later.